I'm just going to open up by thanking a bunch of people for making this thing happen this year. It's been a pretty strenuous year, I gotta say, and would not have come together without our pretty large board who all worked their butts off to make this happen. One of them's calling me right now.
Don't say my name.
So I'm just going to quickly introduce the board, okay? Some of them you may not be able to see, some of them are up there and is scattered around, but the first one I want to introduce is our technical director, Jonathan Penton. He's actually up there working the soundboard. But Jonathan works on this year-round, okay? And he maintains the website, and it's a project. The website's a project, and then besides that, you know, he does everything else around this time too. And then the other one I want to mention, especially this year, is Sean Monroe, who put together the entire international program. He wrote the grant. He came up with the idea of the road show, which got us the grant, and he drove the poets around this half of the state to satisfy the conditions of the grant, and besides that, has just been everywhere around the festival, and doing all the sound and video, and or at least half of it, and then a lot of it with his. Oh wait, Sean, where are you?
Right here,
he's
behind
right
the camera.
He's always the one with the fancy camera gear running around.
And the cord line.
And then his compatriot Henry Goldcamp. He also has just like helped with everything, and helps with all the tech stuff and videos, social media, and then Henry's back there too. Henry always has on a wild and crazy suit, so he's easy to spot. And the rest of the members of the board, Benjamin Morris, he's back there too. I think he may be too far back to be seen. Lisa Passold, who has just been a great help and who is already starting to set up the international program for next year. She's not here, she's out working. And let me see, who am I missing? Rodrigo Toscano, been invaluable aid. He's the one in the blue velvet cowboy shirt. Where are you?
Right here.
Can't miss him.
We're all back here.
And by the way, come to his house after the book fair tomorrow for the Wild and Crazy closing party. Ask any board member, we'll tell you how to get there. If you probably already know about it. Anyway. Jessica Kennison, are you here? There she is. Right. Do this. Okay. Thanks so much. Sky Jackson. There she is right there. She's shy. But you'll see her on stage in a little bit. And Tom Andes. Are you here, Tom? He may not be, but I think he's playing a gig tonight. Yeah. Anyway, Bernardo Wade, spiritual guide. Where are you at, dude? You here? There he is. There he is. He's shy too. Did I forget anybody? I don't think so. That's pretty good. I've done this before and forgotten like 2 people or something. It's been a long haul, and slightly exhausted. And so, last person I want to thank is my co-founder, Megan Burns, who this year is on sabbatical. So she's like not around, but anyway, the whole festival owes a lot to her vision, and many thanks to her. What else was I going to say? I told you about the party. I told you about the board members, and now I'm going to tell you that the board member in the fancy suit is going to come up and introduce our first act.
Thank you.
All right, y'all, welcome. Carolina Ebeid is a multimedia poet and the author of You Asked Me to Talk About the Interior and the chapbook Dauerwunder, A Brief Record of Facts. TwERK has been supported by the Stadler Center for Poetry at Bucknell University, Breadloaf, Cantamundo, a National Endowment for the Arts Fellowship, as well as a residency fellowship from the Lannan Foundation. A longtime editor, she helps edit poetry at The Rumpus, as well as the online zine Visible Binary. From 2023 to 2025, she is the Bonderman Assistant Professor of Poetry at Brown University. Y'all, please give a warm New Orleans Poetry Festival welcome to Carolina Ebeid.
Hi. So cool to be in this room. Thank you so much, Bill and Rodrigo, for inviting me. And thanks so much, Henry, for helping me out, and Jonathan and Sean. I'd love to first say, happy 420. To my heart. And I'd like to dedicate this reading to all the students that we've seen protesting, camping out, hunger strikes. It's very inspiring. So let me give you a quick rundown of the program I have set up today. So I'm going to begin with a video poem, which is a kind of spell. It's called A Circle of Spells for Ana Mendieta. I want to begin by ensorceling you. For those of you who don't know Ana Mendieta, she was a Cuban-American artist who died early and tragic, and there's a lot of controversy around her death. There was no eyewitness to her death, save for someone who might have heard her say, no, 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 and that'll be a little evidence in the video poem that you'll watch. Then, I'm going to project a few of the family artifacts that I've been working with. I've been going into the family archive and trying to make a longer video essay with them. And then I will close with a video poem, which concerns the character of Cassandra, and it's called Assume the Role of Cassandra, Wearing a Mask, Speaking into the Camera, and I have ambitions to make it a larger project where I ask you to assume the role of Cassandra and send video poems in, so watch out for something like that. And then I'll end with 2 single-word poems. Does that sound all right?
Yeah.
So let's roll. Love, she got love, she got love, she got love, she got love, she got, she, la, low, she got, she got love, she got love, low, of, love. Speak the name into the spell. Needle voice in cloth. Then speak her out. Oh, says Cassandra. Ojo, como hoja. Muscles called the orbicularis oris will flutter shut the eyes like twin solar events on the face. Is your source in danger? No one sees it happen. A vow now open to the white compass of a question. Where is Ana Mendieta? Under crushed velvet. No one sees it happen. Closing in on the pupil. Sees it happen. Little girl doll in the eye. No gallows walk. No gallows walk. No gallows. No gal. No gall. No gal walking into a petal soft nest. No fluttery. No feathery sound. No more. No more. Night comes on damasked. Night under crushed velvet. Sunless war pig doused with pitch and pig set on fire. Where is Anna? No one sees it happen. No, no. In Arabic is a liquid sound. La, 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 low, love. She got love. She got under crushed velvet. Oh, spiritual, oh, animal, oh, mineral, oh, vegetable, oh, political one, labyrinthine one, cellulose one, straw one outlined with gunpowder, cineflora graft one, maladaptive daydreaming one, blood and feathers one, ornithomancer one wound with a winding sheet, refrozen snow one, sun-bleached one, moon-glazed, voice-glitched one. These are her silhouettes. How she made the silhouettes, la silueta, with her entire body. How her shape called to her, empty, empty, fill me, if not with yourself, with grass, reflection, a scarce self, beautiful, it loves the earth, it will go into the earth and its heart. Earth eats the sweet heat of the heart. Silhouette of crushed lipstick and mum petals. I heard you in the garden. I was afraid I was naked, so I hid. I was naked because I was afraid. I said to myself, Vox gone hidden in the imbecile garden. In the traffic, I hid me. Fear smells mineral, petroleum, sumac, rain lustered. I drink the drams from its awe-silvered limbs. I heard your voice purpling in the bellies of Peruvian blues at various depths in soil, away from. Artificial lights, how they leave the leafy night looking icy in unfinished colors. I heard you say magenta, 3 syllables swarming out the mouth, out the voice box. The swarm brings back no mauvish cyan crimson to your sight line, but some TV snow. A needle dragging skin dust along the vinyl grooves. Music acquires you in iotas. As static, I heard you whirling round the vinyl dark, round and round. Adrenaline alters the hide hair. I was afraid of the paradise in my ear. I made my father stand against a blank wall while I projected old family slides onto him, shots from New Jersey, Baghdad, Florida. Against a blank wall, I made my father. Against a blank father, I made my family old with projector screen light. My father was born in Jaffa, in Palestine, in 1935. He holds a photographic memory for the place as it was before 1948. Cross out photographic for eidetic. It sounds like dedication, devotion. He walked me down one of its streets, a port city, a neighborhood now only filed in his gray matter. Memory for him is visual, spatial, and projective. He can see the cucumber stand in front of him where I'm sitting. I push him for more sensory details, noise, tastes, the feel of air in May. What did you hear on the street? Women selling cucumbers, sing-song chants about whose cucumbers are bigger. What do you smell? Fish, oranges. I can smell orange blossoms, he says. That's the house where I grew up, in West New York on 67th Street. You could see me in a white dress if you zoom in on his arm. Estoy con mi abuela. Adorno insists one must cultivate a sense of displacement in the world, so not to be at home in one's home. I had to tell Baba to say cheese as the roof bisected his mouth. Grief, a movement, like water slowly seeping into paper, paper thick, paper darker, paper warping as it dries. Your form, new again. My mother is the partial one in yellow terry cloth, but because this is only a dream, she is also the exposed tree roots. The kid running up in a baseball cap, the grassy tufts, the peacock in my father's chest. She's also the gold Catholic pendants that now sit on my dresser. She is in my pixie haircut. She is the gesture between me and the bird. It, the gesture, says, hello, hello. annotations for a memorial. Something so light, almost nothing. Not a list of violences nor reports from beauty. One person looks up, and then another looking up in the same direction. Who took this picture of Fight Ghost Town? This is Palestine, graffitied in Hebron al-Khalil. Who wrote, "They bring that desert stuff to our world"? My father writes on my wall. I remember those birds. They used to fly by the thousands to the wheat fields. We call them zarzur in Arabic. It begins to waste, like a bar of soap turned in the hand, the repeated word. When Eric played the album of abnormal heart sounds recorded for medical students, I felt sorry. And how the brain can't hold an archive of every sound you'd like to hear again. You could listen by holding your hand to your ear. Grief builds a settlement inside you. It will redraft your whole anatomy. Harbor opens in your chest, a cargo ship drifting out of you, seen and tracked by satellite. Looking at the time here. People familiar with Brandon Shimoda? Yeah. Show of hands. Okay. Beloved poet who asks the question that I'm always answering, where do the ancestors gather? And I wrote him a letter, an email, and put it in this chapbook, and his response. And this will set up the next video poem that I'll show you, the Cassandra. Dear Brandon, my son Patrick and I were at a computer typing words into Google Translate from English to Arabic. It's a femme computer voice, generated voice that speaks the Arabic words. And when you press the listen button a second time, she speaks the words very slowly. The word for water, rose, war, sea, airplane, pillow, sky. Then I transliterated these sounds into my notebook. Then something happened, a glitch. When we refreshed the page, every previous pronouncement, every slow enunciation played for 10 seconds of simultaneous talking. We refreshed a second time and it happened again, a sudden marketplace of voices. I opened my phone's voice memo app and recorded it. I attach it here. Perhaps the ancestors are in the DNA and how it travels, having itself, in language and how language travels, mouth to ear to mouth to ear. And what about in glitches? Are they there? Can we say we find a slit, they find a slit or tear in the digital universe to speak through to us? I need courage. Do you have any to send my way? Okay. Let's play the Cassandra video. You have to use the telepathy machine. Feelings as artifacts. You have to use a channel, O, for the ancestor to pass through. Yawn her up from the white space. In alphanumeric names, they're cambered Arabic numerals. A Semitic pneumatic, a Newman. Do you recognize me? One, the one that is you listening. One always thought one would die at night. Nicht, noche, Nacht.
Send me. How would you call a local?
I can't really read the signs. So second line, blues bar, jazz, blues, R&B. Very cool. Come on, let's just walk. Hey, you keep getting. Okay, nice t-shirt, huh? Get out of my way.
Appall, verb to grow pale. Pall, noun, perhaps from pellis, skin. Altar cloth, coffin cover. Cover your mouth, your open mouth. Put your phone in the air. Videos of the body wrapped in cloth, under cloth. Shireen Abu Akleh, under flowers, over shoulders, repetitiousness of corpses, processions, wailing, public mourning, phones in the air, hand-covered mouths. Emerge the information out of the sound. Emerge the sound out of the child. Emerge the child out of the miracle. Emerge the miracle out of the burning car. Emerge the burning car out of music. Emerge music out of sleep. The sleep out of the throat. The throat out of the possibility. Butterflies swarm in the radar system. No service in the interior. Nuclear waste storage site miles underground. Flowers genetically modified to present information to future people. 3,000 years ahead. Warning flowers. two one-word poems. The first is Winternet. Second one-word poem, Transgrace. Thank you so much.
One more time for Carolina Ebeid. Next up, we have LaTasha N. Nevada Diggs. LaTasha is an interdisciplinary poet and sound artist. She's the author of Village, MOH Press 2023, and TwERK, Belladonna 2013. She's also the author of 3 chapbooks, which include Ichi Ban and Ni-Ban, MOH Press, Manuel is Destroying My Bathroom, Belladonna, and the album Televisíon. Diggs has received a 2020 C.D. Wright Award for Poetry from the Foundation of Contemporary Art, a 2016 Whiting Award, and a 2015 National Endowment for the Arts Literature Fellowship, as well as grants from fellowships from the Howard Foundation, Kabekanam, Creative Capital, New York Foundation of the Arts, and the U.S. Japan Friendship Commission, among others. She has presented and performed at a wide and eclectic array of venues, from California Institute of the Arts and the Museum of Modern Art and the International Poetry Festival of Copenhagen and the International Poetry Festival of Romania. As an independent curator, artistic director, and producer, Diggs has presented events at Band Cafe, Black Rock Coalition, the Museo del Barrio, Lincoln Center Out of Doors, and many other places. She teaches at Brooklyn in Barnard College and lives in New York City. Please, let's welcome LaTasha N. Diggs.
Hi. Thank you so much, Rodrigo, for the introduction and for the invitation. Thank you so much, New Orleans Poetry Festival, for getting me out here. I don't like explaining things. I will read 2 poems from the book TwERK, and then I will read from my second book that was released last year on Coffee House Press, entitled Village. The book Village is accompanied by a video that was used as an editing tool to finish the manuscript. I found myself using video oftentimes as a writing tool between 2020 and 2022. And I'll stop. And I'd like to thank Moro's for the cornbread and the rice and beans. It was good. It was really good. Oh man. And they didn't have the cornbread in my order. And I went downstairs and I was like, yo, cornbread. And they were like, we're out of cornbread. And I was like, but. And then this gentleman with a ponytail came and he was like, well, you have to talk to Groupon about it. And I was like, but. And then he went back, and then he came and he gave me 4 cornbread muffins. Love. Trail mix. Because we're still in this predicament. to epigraphs. However, any action in which a man ejaculates or otherwise deposits semen anywhere but in a woman's vagina shall be interpreted and construed as an action against an unborn child. State Senator Constance Johnson of Oklahoma on the Every Sperm is Sacred Amendment to the Personhood Bill. They're all fruit. State Senator Nina Turner of Ohio on the Viagra bill. Tilth is a womb. Craven is the banana lost at sea. It needs Jesus like all heathens do. Wasted corn kernels, the shame. It's what's spilt, not life. Into the spume semen dies, all alive waiting, all normal dead, abnormal waiting, about 40 million each jack. Stapy dumps, Corpius eggplants lacking the guidance of anal governments. American sperm needs our love. There's a crisis and the strapping Norse is winning. And Tai-Long seed is more exotic than Brownsville peanuts making double penetration pop on ghetto tube. Globular little tails sure to be tarnished. Fertile lubes, Viagra, turkey baster fatalities. We cherish our melon busboys and mulberry janitors. Look towards Brazil for a sign. Passion fruit shaped like a man's sex. Outlaw the neglect of apples. Outlaw the abuse of pumpkins. Against, not for the test tubes. God gets quite irate over dried up grapes. Men spurn daggers bound for banks. Drunk fruit flies crave, bemoan sexual healing from hand or mouth. Seamen think little of the nation's health. I shouldn't be reading that poem. It's so boring, this argument. Daggering kanji. Mu, aki, re, makazi. Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la. Zok, lolok, hunak, bab. Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la. Ali, uli slab, buki, mala, ooh la la. Krill, Osha, Alohe, Kalajao, ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la. Unan, kinky, una, karma, osto, ola, kitty kitty, nabi, king, 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 ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la, uros, naji, latzik, owoni, awi, kawayak, kao, mama, ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la, onga, fu, kimchi, kiru, aliwohi, kumquat, kina, anogegi, ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la, kinetic, kanohega, kapu, come, 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 come. Won't he will? Waiting for the video. Tending to drunk mothers, as in gentle with all chosen mamas, aunties, nanas, the nurturing observed with kin, not kin, likely kin, but always kindred. Don't steal from the gunball machine. Off instructions with a now, baby. Don't raise your voice. Raise your arm to support her weight. Tender, always tender toward pitch of excitement. Hear how you pick up the phone as can expect you should. You will eventually anticipate the situation, caring for your future version. Near fledgling, never near adult, the upward down obliged to depend, soon accountable, something owed to who birthed you. To them, for her, their service, all those years. A type of mothering, not mothering, a worrying. Did she teach you how to fly, though? Child, ain't no does it, does not want to be accountable, don't want, don't know, doesn't say tenderly, nor delightfully that she can't, will fail at it. Why surprise? What have you offered your youth inside this charm box? Sharpen the focus onto who never knew your family. Savor their conversations, trips to Costco, Gamma Sense, Q-tips dipped in olive oil to clean belly buttons. Let them talk calamine and Vicks, collagen gummies, suckle onto that necessity's nag and atrophy. Care to take sweet care. You're honest about new rituals. What she can, won't say she did, didn't, don't choke over what she didn't do. She tried and tired of doing. Attrition for the pickled child of a blitz mother, what the blood never taught, what the hand-reared parent thought they taught. Expectations stay unexpected, cause shit, they old. Sip till black, slip down staircase, she dipped head, clipped eyelid, she drips vomit, grip, more sip, she busted lip, she dribble, she as in drools, she careful, she tiptoe through the number 2, she rides, as in IRT, each stop a prowler, skip slides, Komodo, sip good for worms, a choke from Paul Mall's, bits of Navy sweet Scotch snuff, cradled in gums, zip up to bear down, flapper goes hips, she omit directions in the script, she snip that flabby clip, edit that there headbit, she quit. More like cold turkey salad, she skipped the training session on how to become a mother. No tips, no split, no contract with no maternity nurse sign. What's CPS got to do with it? Rescript instead, biopic onto corn chips for myths. What she ain't fed was fit. Dalonige is Tsalagi for yellow, as in the color of bile. As in bile from vomiting nothing, as in a trigger, as in a scent, so sulfur, so memorable, she'd screech her whimsical, enchanted labyrinth in fascist collision with window guards. She considered once a dive out a kitchen window onto the playground of King's Towers. She did dive onto a fire escape once halted by a pot of espada, Je Sal Jorge. Knows from The Price is Right how to spin that wheel. La oshta yawadananta. La oshta yawadananta. I am not well. Tlaoshta yawadananta, tlaoshta yawadananta. I am not well. I am not well. I am not well. No. Cliff notes. Man is patient. I have heard of morgues. How they lose bodies never picked up. The estranged, unclaimed, or mismatched bracelets are toe tags. Never a dull school trip until now, he convinces me his eyes do. Is he a father or husband? He assures with his tongue. Please don't let him become impatient. The morgue is not at capacity. Yet. For now. Says we'll work with families. Please don't let him make me mute. Was told about the impatience of coroners, of their need to find space. What might he speculate of this family? The kind with no life insurance, to make money on vacancies. What hospitals make money on beds. They do say if you want to die, go to Mount Sinai. I have heard nightmares, missing spouses. Was in a church when they found one behind the church on 123rd in Garvey Park. Bodies buried in vacant lots, landfills off the coast of Manhattan are bloating while a child or family handles the paperwork in Mexico. This is legal to bury the dead in Central Park. Before I knew that, I buried my last cat there as Mommy had buried the 2 before. Rotting from bad refrigeration, or they were left too long, no one claimed them. Where is Pottersfield? Does Hart Island have vacancies? The stuff Riker's life is shovel and quick lime, the last bed sheet for what I have. Don't. Mommy did put money on a plot in Peekskill. Need not cry. No turkey buzzards in Harlem, so work with him. Rearrange. Insta-vet's crematory rates are by the pound. The orphan is becoming a refugee. Trust. Ushti is Tsalagi for baby. Her name is Anastasia. Margie, her middle is after your mother. His name is Ryu. Kyoshi, her name is. His name is Chaden Nami. His name is Hiroshi. Japanese for generous. Her name Aroha for love. Lightfoot, her middle name is after your Elogi, your aunt. Loki. Loki is hard. His name is Lin. Hopi for flute. A lion's heart. Scandinavian. His middle name is Robert. After your uncle, your Duchi. Mai, her name is Coyote, is Veda for internal knowledge, Sanskrit. Too many foreign films? Ain't feeling Kwanzaa. We won't name her Imani. Yoruba is so cliche. Hushno, beauty. Mary, her middle name is after your aunt, Oluche. She arrived, she came, Atahua, beautiful. Elizabeth is her middle name. His middle name is Joshua. After your grandfather, after my great-grandfather, Ududu, no one will be named after your father. Tu es pater, I willed this. Miss Daisy lived in TwFW. She distilled water by boiling it. She sprinkled ammonia outside her door to ward off spirits. My first period took place in her bathroom. Her husband was a Pan-Africanist. He spoke little, sold his Marcus Garvey flags and pins from his green van outside the state building. The last tenant was a chain smoker and filthy cat owner. The real estate agent will only show you should you make 40 times the monthly rent and annual income. Zillow feels so lonely. HOA fees are depressing. Aged out, as in past ripe. The seeds roasted, wish it would each month. Truth, those words make facts sting. Has your period stopped? Crease in midriff reminds her of the last lyric. I wield my moon, spare her lord of hereditary titties, non-status titties. The app only serves to monitor the moods. Turn off the Jeffrey Osborne and the Joan Osborne. She pours down the bowl, no future from her diva cup. Truth won't carry the shakers, ever. I willed every tadpole to die. Lama Bean ain't a nickname for her own, won't name the nuthatch or her pothos. Somewhere in there, a possibility was, or two. She wished it would each month. Now wishes Tali Shiba Inu call me Kitsune. Blessed she is sesame. Imagine for a second she envies propagating. Coulda, woulda, this sure ain't antebellum. Oh, what a sad purchase she would have been. Perhaps her genes ain't hardy. I willed this? Perhaps every month when blood leaks, the lining cries, nah, not again. Vetiver root hangs on doorknob. Had I willed me sterile? Wanders in thought. A co-op has rules. Last winter here. At least the radiators are whistling, Perry too cold and Menno too hot. This just ain't right. Or it is. I willed my cycle to return upon this residential closure. The end of woe is a lie after all. She wish it does each month. Uluche, he named her Uluche. Daughter of men, she's arrived. clutching her brute balm. Prenatals are for thinning hair. And for all of us and all those who have ever had to toil over project proposals, artist statements, all that shit. A proposal for the Mayoral Advisory Commission on City Art, Monuments, and Markers. I will create a monument to celebrate Cowboy and Billy's legacy and other neighborhood heroin addicts who served as foster parents. I will celebrate them as functional enough to monitor their addictions when tending to my little sister and me on and beyond 111th Street. This monument will celebrate trips to the movies on 42nd Street and comic book readings. It will celebrate how these types of extracurricular activities with Cowboy and Billy, when appropriately supervised, led to imagination, dreams, and possibilities outside our neighborhood's landscape. Depending upon your vantage point and approach to Lenox Avenue's corner of 111th, the monument will comprise of two silhouettes. Cowboy wearing his military boonie hat and Billy wearing his leather bomber jacket, with one facing east and the other north on the triangular public area that is the beginning of St. Nicholas Avenue or Wequesky, an old Wappinger tribal trail that predates the commissioner's plan of 1811. St. Nicholas, aka Santa Claus, is considered the patron saint of children, sailors, and thieves. The monument will stand directly across from the once iconic red brick building that housed the Yiddish Lenox Theater and the Second Canaan Baptist Church. Rainbow granite will be carved in a shape that mimics swollen forearms with hyperpigmented papules, commonly known as junkie arms, the results of skin popping and long extravenous drug use. It is my opinion that Cowboy and Billy disrupt the perception of those with drug addictions. Both are worthy of a monument. Both are worthy of a monument. This monument showcases how Cowboy and Billy maintained a sense of morality and a protective attitude toward their drinking buddies' children, oftentimes contradicting the public's positioning of them as only heroin addicts. Counter to commonly held perceptions of drug addicts, Cowboy and Billy saw us, the daughters of men, as worthy of a childhood momentarily free of trauma. On the day of the unveiling, I will host a screening of the 1973 James Bond movie Live and Let Die, as the site for this future monument appears in an overhead shot when Agent 007 ventures to Harlem to locate Dr. Kananga, aka drug kingpin Mr. Big, played by the actor Yaphet Kotto. Yaphet Kotto co-starred in the film Alien, 1979. Continued. What kind of impact, artistic, intellectual, communal, civic, social, etc. do you hope your project will have? 200 words. As of present, there are no public artworks, specifically monuments, celebrating Harlem's Black and Latinx community. Thus, in conversation with other public arts projects Uluche has created throughout Harlem, Uluche wishes to honor the nameless, representing saviors and teachers to a pocket of youth, often the black sheep, or oddballs, who were without functional family units. It is Uluche's desire to uplift those who were not public figures, yet were involved in affirming publicly and to ask questions about whose social standing actually mattered. A point of inspiration for this monument is by the sculptor John Roden. Commissioned in 1974 by Harlem Hospital, the sculpture entitled Family can be seen in the 1990s film Mall Better Blues, and is a site for many Harlem bus tours and participating black churches. Uluche's proposed monument expands Roden's black family unit to include the chosen family, whose very presence contributed to Uluche's understanding of black and brown identities. By employing a non-traditional sculpture to depict non-conforming lives, the monument serves to highlight the fortitude of not only Cowboy and Billy, but also the many outsider-insider people they represent. This is ultimately about the visibility of everyone in Harlem's village. Somehow, my great aunt Mary Lightfoot erased herself the moment she collapsed on stage. An opera with no recording, no Van Vechten or Van der Sea receipt. What evidence, if left available, concerning misspellings, aliases, contralto or mezzo, coherent or intoxicated, the surnames and clans I am bound to, as they say, you, mommy, took to the grave. We became mythologies. H over T bordered by an incomplete F, hopscotch over a dress wearing T. An imbalanced scale teetering in I, the T died during double Dutch, the L resurrects, box as an unequal, put it on a heel, and a heel, won't you? But why the Y died? Profile the tribe that liquor built its window, the sheen of wild Irish rose, night train bottleneck, clunk, fender bender, accession, conceptual, now Hammond, won't you? Make it a brownstone on St. Nicholas. Make it gangrene on the brain. Make it an arm amputated and a strange firstborn, a grandson, prisoner number 291865. Make it a sale at Allendale Correctional Facility. Bonds denied and in denial. Are the mine your beeswax from a bitter gay grandson? The rapist a Yodley as the grandson deported to Panama. Compliments of Obama scooped up by missionaries, worn down by a buzz by HIV, high and numbing, are on a walk-up near 7th, inside the largely vacant tenement under Eastern European ownership. The flash flood rains outside your door, tetanus from flatheads, nails, ruined goodies. The Y died. Ladybugs suck salt from a crack in your ceiling. The former walls, now beams, expose the bruise. Divide or equal to H to T and L, discount dented tumblers, dollar days. On a trapeze eased by airborne rings, pop probiotics fizz, bitch flicks, dark ores, bloodshot indenture as heirloom by the keys in creation. What tired pain brought on a post-war shtick. Thank you.
Hey everyone. Awesome. Can we get another round of applause for LaTasha and Carolina? That was awesome. I'm so happy to have y'all here. That was incredible. Such a gift. Now it is my honor to introduce the Cornelius Eady Trio. We're so happy to have them here with us. So, here we go. Cave Canem co-founder, National Book Award winner, and Pulitzer Prize nominated poet Cornelius Eady has set his poetry to song with the Cornelius Eady Trio. Eady's songs tell the story of passing time, the Black American experience, and the blues in the style of folk and Americana music. Guitarists Charlie Rowe and Lisa Liu join Eady to create layered and graceful arrangements to bolster Eady's adept craftsmanship as a songwriter, lyricist, and poet. The Cornelius Eady Trio has performed at the Smithsonian National Portrait Gallery, Big Ears Festival, AWP Conference, Peabody Essex Museum, and Hillstead Museum, and recorded at Sun Studio in Memphis, Tennessee. So let's give it up for the Cornelius Eady Trio!
This has been quite an event. Quite an event. Yeah, row. Row. Like a row power, right? Anyway, so, first of all, I want to thank everyone for inviting us down here, Bill and all of you, everybody from the New Orleans Poetry Festival for inviting us to come down and play for you. It's always it's a thrill to be in New Orleans, right? Yeah. Yeah. And I think everyone, the impression I'm getting, is everyone's been having a good time, right? Yeah. So, before I start with some music, I'm going to read two poems because I'm also a poet, and I'm in the South, and I just turned 70 in January. This is part of my 70th birthday celebration. I'm taking a birthday year, right? Yeah. Right. So I was doing a lot of stuff, and it made me start thinking about my parents, and they are both from Florida, and I'm going to read two poems, one about my mother and one about my father, and then we're going to do some songs together. The first one is about my mother, and it's the true story of how she and my father met. They met. I'm from Rochester, New York, and that's where, that's where they met supposedly. One day I was asking my mother, how did you and Daddy meet? And this is the poem about to read to you is the story she told me. And you know how it is when you're writing poetry. There's one thing one of the secret things we don't talk about poetry is this damn dumb luck, right? Yeah. Right? I'm a genius, I do all this kind of stuff. Sometimes it's just damn luck, right? You're in a situation, suddenly you see something or something, you overhear something, and suddenly you know it's a poem, right? Yeah. You know. So and that was one of these situations. I knew it was a poem. All I had to do is go home and write it. So I did, and the book was published. And then I asked my mother the same question, and she gave me a totally different answer. Totally different answer. Which pissed me off at that time. But as I've gotten older, I started to realize that maybe she was trying to tell me, you know what, it's not all wrong. My life isn't all raw material for you. Poetry boy. So this is the story I'm stuck with. I'm a fool to love you. Some folks will tell you the blues is a woman, some type of supernatural creature. My mother would tell you, if she could, about her life with my father, a strange and sometimes cruel gentleman. She would tell you about the choices a young black woman faces, is falling in with some man, a deal with the devil in blue terms, the tongue we use when we don't want nuance to get in the way, when we need to talk straight. My mother chooses my father after choosing a man who was, as we sing it, of no account. This man made my father look good. That's how bad it was. He made my father seem like an island in the middle of a stormy sea. He made my father look like a rock. And is the blues the moment you realize you exist in a stacked deck? You look in a mirror at your young face, the face my sister carries, and you know it's the only leverage you got. Does this create a hurt that whispers, how you gonna do? Is the blues the moment you shrug your shoulders and agree? A girl without money is nothing, dust, to be pushed about by any old breeze. Compared to this, my father seems, briefly, to be a fire escape. This is the way the blues works its sorry wonders. Makes trouble look like a featherbed. Makes the wrong man's kisses a healing. You don't think my father's a complete bastard? I'm going to read this poem that he told me, the story that he told me about my grandfather, the only story I know about my grandfather on my father's side. Excuse me. I have a cold, I'm getting over a cold. I'm not contagious. But every so often it will have its way with my throat, so just be aware. King Snake. Sometimes my father's young life would resemble something you'd hear in a Muddy Waters song. Like the time he found out that the local hospitals would pay good money for rattlesnakes in order to make anti-venom. Soon he had a pin full, and I want to imagine my non-body, his yet-to-be, whispering, "Careful," in his ear as he seeks out his dangerous 2 bits. But he's young and reckless, and I know how he gets when he sees a way to make a buck. I suppose his name gets around West Florida because one day a white man drives up to the house and makes a better offer. $1 a snake. Of course he takes it, but when the white man who is only giving my father 50 cents shows up, he doesn't take kindly to the new arrangement. He curses my daddy out and threatens to return with the law. This is a story my father thinks is no big deal, really. Just the daily stuff he had to do to live down there. And I can see he's wondering why I want to make something of it. But when the white man comes back, hauling with him the sheriff, he gives me a description of my grandfather, a black man with a long handlebar mustache who owns his own land and holds a certain reputation. When angered, we both stammer. Unlike me, no one cares to get him to that point. This is proven by the way my father says the sheriff decides to handle the situation. When the car pulls up, my grandfather stands in the front door, tall, stout, with Indian blood. No matter. He's a quiet black man on his own land in the South, in the late 20s or early 30s, holding a shotgun. Holding a shotgun and saying nothing else. My father can never tell me what my grandfather did to earn this moment, what crazy, selfish, or filthy things would came before that would lead the sheriff to side against the wounded pride of a white Southern man. And I want to yell, as wind blowing dust across the front yard, watch your step, into their ears. But they both know more than I do, that nothing's gonna happen. That they're all gonna let the poor, silly man yell until his face turns red and he simply runs out of breath and insults. My daddy will never be able to tell me what it was about my grandfather that tells the sheriff, this just ain't worth the dance. Or what it is in my sister that recalls my granddad to the relatives who knew him. When my daddy was a young boy, he played with rattlesnakes. Can't you just hear Muddy Waters and Little Walter juking that out? So baby, I sure know how to handle you. All right, so we're going to start with some songs here. I'm going to start with a song called Fare Thee Well. And like I said, we'll see how my throat holds up. Fare thee well, my little darling. Fare thee well, my own true love. Take a rocky road and make it level. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Fare thee well. Don't let the devil take the wheel, or don't allow the man to tell you how you feel. To fare thee well, my little darling. Fare thee well, my own true love. Take a rocky road and make it level. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Fare thee well. The devil is hungry, don't let him eat your tears. The devil is thirsty, don't let him drink your fear. Fare thee well, my little darling. Fare thee well, my own true love. Take a rocky road and make it level. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Fare thee well. Don't let the devil sail your boat. He won't let you swim. He sure let you float. Fare thee well, my little darling. Fare thee well, my own true love. Take a rocky road and make it level. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Fare thee well.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. How's the sound? You guys hearing everything? Yeah. Sure. Jeez. I don't know much. Want to try Arkansas Traveler? Sure. Yeah. We're going to do a couple of songs that are for, actually I wrote for poets. And the first one we're going to do is for a poet named Patricia Spears Jones. Yeah. She's now the poet laureate of New York State. But the song was written when Patricia's mother died. She's from Arkansas, and she went down to of course, to Arkansas for the funeral. I used a little poetic license by putting on a train she never got on, but, you know. Arkansas Traveler. Riding the train, I'm riding that train alone. Riding that train, I'm riding that train alone. I'm an Arkansas woman, carrying my burden home. I'm an Arkansas woman, carrying my burden home. It's strange weather in Arkansas. I feel the weather, foul weather in Arkansas. The sun keeps shining, feels like a squall. The sun keeps shining, feels like a squall. There's no blues like the blues when you lay your mother down. There's no blues like the blues when you let your mother go. These blues I'm feeling, no one can know. These blues I'm feeling, no one can know. Riding that train, I'm riding that train low. Riding that train, I'm riding that train alone.
Yeah.
I want to do something now called a Pickle King, right? And this is based on a true story. This is a guy named Sam Bolton. He was a slave in Virginia, and he was loaned out by his master to work on the Confederate Railroad. And Sam got there and realized that it was a railroad. So he walked the rails into the Union lines into freedom. He used the same method to get his wife off the plantation, and then he became a scout for the Union, right? And helped the Union come back and take care of the South. Now this can't be proven, but I have the suspicion that Sam was a scout. You know that song by the band, The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Stallman, my name, and Virgin King's my name. Stallman's Caravan came and tore up the tracks again. Probably was Sam. Sam was probably the scout, right? So, anyway, I can't prove it, but I like to believe it. Anyway, Pickle King. Oh, I'm sorry. You need to also know that why I'm calling it a Pickle King. After the war, his wife moved to Long Island, where he got a reputation for making pickles. Excuse me. The pickle game. Gonna stop walking to the IFP. Won't stop walking until I'm free. Gonna start walking to the IFP. Won't stop walking until I'm free. Gonna stop working for Mr. Marmaduke. He gave my sweat to the railroad. The rails are hard, but they hate chains. You'll never see my face again. Gonna start walking to the IFP. Won't stop walking until I'm free. I'm gonna start walking to the IFP. I won't stop walking until I'm free. Take that pickaxe and haul away. He gave my sweat to the railroad. My feet spread wings and flew away. My feet will have the final say. Gonna start walking to the IFP. Won't stop walking until I'm free. I'm gonna start walking to the IFP. I won't stop walking until I'm free. Mama do toss me like corn to a hog. He gave my sweat to the railroad. From Frederick's Hall in Virginia land. The South lost a nigger, the North gained a man. I'm gonna start walking to the IFP. Won't stop walking until I'm free. I'm gonna start walking to the IFP. I won't stop walking until I'm free. Got a $5 bounty upon my head. I took my sweat off the railroad. The rebels called me contraband. I wanna bring back the Union, raise this land. Gonna start walking to the IFP. I won't stop walking until I'm free. I'm gonna start walking to the IFP. I won't stop walking until I'm free. Gonna come back and get my wife. Gonna float like a ghost down the railroad. Go where I left her mama do spot. Gonna feel like heaven when I take it off. Gonna start walking to the IFP. I won't stop walking until I'm free. Gonna start walking to the IFP. Won't stop walking until I'm free. My name is Sam Bolton and my story's true. I'm a union here out on the railroad. Who's gotta fly and a free man sing? I'm not rich and happy as a figure king. Gonna start walking to the IFP. I won't stop walking until I'm free. Gonna start walking to the IFP. I won't stop walking until I'm free. Just one called Little Boat. This was written around the time of the pandemic. And, you know, part of what we were doing to survive during the pandemic is that we decided we couldn't rehearse, so we figured out a way of working remotely. And you guys remember the early days of the pandemic, right? How horrible it was. We were kind of forgetting that, but forgetting what it was like. It just felt like you just wanted to get your friends into a boat and sail away. Little Boat. The wolf is hungry at my door, but not hungry too. All I ask is a little boat. What else can a poor boy do? Lord, me a little boat for me and my friends to float. Lord, let me a little bit for me and my friends to float. For the time is out The tide is rising high. All I want is a little boat for me and my friends to fly. Lord, let me a little boat for me and my friends to float. Lord, let me a little boat for me and my friends to float. Lord, lend me a little boat for me and my friends to float. Lord, lend me a little boat for me and my friends to float. I'm going to do the first of two poems written by somebody else. And the first one is going to be by a poet named Monica Hand. Oh yeah, people know Monica Hand, so yeah. Right, Monica Hand died a few years ago. She was a fantastic poet, great friend of mine, and Comic Con fellow. She died just before she got her PhD at the University of Missouri, which is unfortunate. But Monica was a great poet, and this is the title poem from her second book, called Davita's I Ams. I'm crooked, petticoat, jamboree, a tall girl whose balding bleeds. I am the magistrate's fool, so smart I do public school. I am a terrestrial body float, motionless and omnibroke. The enemy of the sublime, slow move, tractor slide. I am silver service blow, Wall Street man who hugs your dough. I'm transformer queer in surplus drag, a woman whose tits sag. It's all clear at the family barbecue. Why grandpa spews tobacco? Why kissing cousins snake and break? Why global greedy bastards get in vain? In vain. It's all the same. I am my everyday. I am an Afghan soldier with two hands dear, peacekeeping deaf eye blinded. I am the homeless who wash in sinks, whose full body veils clink. Decorated soldier in parade on democracy, terror reigns. I am the off-key subway Belladonna who cries while Uncle on TV. I am on town bodega shower afterglow. I am a zip car stall in Park, leap year, evangelist bar. It's all clear at the family barbecue, while grandpa spews tobacco, while kissing cousins snake and break, while global greedy bastards gape in vain, in vain. It's all the same. I am defeated. My everything. I'm going to do the second one too. This is this is for a poet who died, and his name is sorry, my nose is starting to run away with me now. Jack Cavalarios, and he was a Puerto Rican poet who I read in the New York Times. He was suffering from Alzheimer's, and he got to the point at Alzheimer's where he was forgetting his own poetry. And people were reading his own poetry, he didn't recognize his own poetry. So this is called Poet Forgets His Library. Look at all those lovely books. What are all those books to me? Words are wriggle fish in an endless sea. I overhear them talking. Sometimes I think they're talking about me. All this time, all this time, all this time at sea. They say it has no memory. A poet forgets his library. Something was written long ago. A voice I should know says it was written by me. Something like a hymn, almost holy song. Some face on the cover, but they got it all wrong. Tell me what this nonsense has to do with me. All this time, all this time, all this time at sea. They say it has no memory. A poet forgets his library. My name, they say, is a man beloved, a man with a printed history. Here I sit and here they try to read it back to me. What's this accusation? What the hell is poetry? All this time, all this time, all this time at sea. They say it has no memory. A poet forgets his library. All this time, all this time, all this time at sea. Water has no memory. Who is a fantastic African poet, knows around the time of the Harlem Renaissance. I call him the poet laureate of the Jim Crow South. This is his reporting of a lynching. It's called "He Was a Man." It wasn't about no woman. It wasn't about no rape. He wasn't crazy and he wasn't drunk. And it wasn't no shooting scrape. He was a man. And they laid him down. He wasn't no quarrelsome fella. And he let other foes alone. But he took a life as a man will do in a fight to save his own. He was a man. And they laid him down. He worked on his little home place down on the eastern shore. He had his family and he had his friends, and he didn't expect much more. He was a man, and they laid him down. He wasn't nobody's great man. He wasn't nobody's good. Was a poor boy, tried to get from life what happiness he could. He was a man, and they laid him down. He didn't abuse Tom Wickley, said nothing when the white man cussed. But when Tom grabbed his gun, he pulled his own, and his bullet got there first. He was a man, and they laid him down. They didn't catch him in no manhunt, but they took him from a hospital bed, stretched on his back in the nigger ward, with a bullet wound in his head. He was a man, and they laid him down. It didn't come off at midnight, nor yet at the break of day. It was in the broad noonday light when they put poor Will away. He was a man, and they laid him down. It didn't take him to no swampland, didn't take him to no woods, and didn't hide themselves, didn't have no mask, didn't wear no Ku Klux hoods. He was a man, and they laid him down. It's strong enough on Main Street, on a tree in the courthouse square, and people came from miles around to enjoy a holiday there. He was a man, and they laid him down. They hung him, and They shot him. They piled the packing cases around. They burnt up Will's black body, 'cause he shot a white man down. He was a man, and we laid him down. It wasn't no solemn business. It was more like a barbecue. The crackers yelled when the fire blazed, and the women and the children too. He was a man, and he laid him down. The coroner and the sheriff said death by hands unknown. The mob broke up at midnight. Another uppity